Well, let's talk about Israel and Gaza again. There is so much information on TikTok, YouTube, on Facebook, all the social media, right? That's the thing with this social media these days. Unlike 20, 30 years ago, where you would get your news from news organizations, and there were like, 4 or 5 of them maybe. Now, basically, anybody just makes a video and posts it on social media and it just goes viral, right? So there's literally thousands and thousands of people making their own videos and presenting their own opinion. And it's not really news anymore because news organizations used to actually verify something that is actually true or not, and only then report it. These days, basically, all those people, they're sitting at home. They never leave their house. Literally, never leave their chair. They just find something on the internet. They use a Photoshop, edit something, and then present it. Basically, it's their opinion, really. Nothing to do with the news. And it's very easy to get brainwashed. And let me show you an example. Many of you probably heard about a week and a half ago, UN announced that basically UN humanitarian chief has said that 14,000 babies in Gaza will die in the next 48 hours if lorries of 8, lorries is basically trucks, do not reach communities in a strip. Speaking to the BBC Radio 4 Today program, Todd Fletcher, who's basically with the UN, said that thousands of trucks of aid were ready to go, adding that no lorries contained baby food and nutrition. So, any rational person would think, well, if UN says that baby is gonna die, that must be true. So it's like, yeah, you may not believe what somebody says, but hey, if a UN representative says that baby is gonna die in 48 hours, well, you can't question that, right? Well, wrong. Any person with even half a brain would actually question that. How can someone know that 14,000 babies will die in 2 days? Don't forget, people can live without water for 3-4 days, that's all. But people can actually live without food for up to 30 days. So where's that number came from? 2 days and 14,000 babies will be dead. And that's considering that after 600 days of war in Gaza, even based on Hamas numbers, only 50,000 people died. And who knows the real number, first of all. And Hamas doesn't distinguish between combatants, which are Hamas members, and civilians. So let's say the worst case scenario, 10,000 babies dead in Gaza, right? Out of those 50,000. So you want to tell me that in 600 days, 10,000 died, and now in 2 days, 14,000 more will die? And how are they gonna die? They're gonna starve in 2 days. But anyway, a lot of people jumped on it, and all the social media erupted, and everyone who's anti-Israel started posting that stuff because, hey, after all, it comes from UN. Well, a couple days later, UN actually backtracked on it. Let's see. This is from Times of India. UN walks back the 14,000 Gaza baby death claim after backlash. The UN faced backlash after its humanitarian chief, Tom Fletcher, stated that 14,000 Gaza babies would die in 48 hours without aid. This figure was based on a long-term malnutrition estimate, sparking controversy and accusation of exaggeration. Despite clarification and increased aid access, Fletcher criticized Israel's aid distribution plan. So as you can see, no, you cannot trust UN. It doesn't matter what organization says what. You honestly need to use common sense. And I don't know what it is these days. Like, were people like this always so easy to believe everything they see? Like, I honestly don't understand this, but somehow, yes. Well, I guess those who are anti-Israel simply want to believe everything that they hear that actually proves their side of the story. That Israel supposedly committing genocide and all those things. But as you can see, this is what it turns out. That no, just because even UN said it, it doesn't make it true. The truth was, the actual report said that in 1 year period, 14,000 babies will be severely malnutritioned. That's all it is. So it's not 2 days, it's actually 365 days. And nobody said about them dying. They simply will be severely malnutrition. So yeah, some might die, but it's a far cry from 14,000 babies dead in 2 days. And I just wanted to kind of share it with you and point out to you that you honestly need to think everything you're reading on the internet. Even if the source is correct, as in this case, it actually literally came from UN, doesn't mean it's true. The guy literally admitted later that he was exaggerating because he was frustrated. And guess what happened after this report came out? 2 Israelis were shot and killed. Do you think it's a coincidence? No. It's literally not any different than in Nazi Germany. Or even, let's go back even further. In the, 1100, 1200 years. When they claimed that Jews were putting the blood of babies into matzahs and all that stuff. And then what happened after that? Obviously, the Jews were getting killed. This is literally not any different. The guy claimed that 14,000 babies gonna die in 2 days. And 2 days later, 2 Israelis get shot by a left-wing nutcase. Why? Well, obviously, I'm pretty sure it's not a coincidence. Because yes, when you hear that 14,000 babies will die in 2 days, it sounds bad. I admit it. It sounds horrible. Except it's not true. Anyway, this is what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you found this interesting and beneficial. Because yes, it even happens to me. Sometimes I read things and I think to myself, can this be true? But you just have to step back and just think about it, right? As bad as it sounds, does it actually make sense? And no, 14,000 babies starving to death in 2 days literally makes no sense. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, and if you like this video, honestly, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, so that I can get more viewers, and hopefully my channel will take off a little bit. I haven't been making any videos for a while, but planning on getting back into it more.